This is the new main quest for the Summer Update 2022 within the Tides quest. I will cover how to do the entire quest in 2 parts, but keep in mind that doing it all is not necessary. It's up to you how far you want to do it, as different missions will unlock separate rewards. And on this part, I will cover access to Marapur, which covers the new spawns there, and access to the new Naga boss and how to do it. To start this quest, head to Porthole by the Asura Palace. You need to say Asuri to Tyrion, but in case you haven't done his previous quest, the Lost Brother, then you will have to do that first, which both of them require you to do the same thing, but I'm not sure if both can be done at the same time. Regardless, the reason for being here is to loot 3 different feathers that are dropped by the new mini-bosses in the Asura Palace. In order to be able to fight these mini-bosses, you need to kill the non-Asura monsters, the massive elementals, hydras, leeches, destroyers, and the newly added frost dragon. Then you will be able to fight the mini-bosses, which one is located in the basement near the frost dragon spawn, and the other 2 are in the top of the palace. While you go up the palace, and before going for the massive fire elementals, open this chest to receive a parchment. These mini-bosses are of the same difficulty as the regular Asuras, so the only risk for a low level will be of running through the palace or killing their way. But be aware that the feathers dropped by the mini-bosses do not disappear after the mission and can be shared for other characters. After you have all 3 feathers, go to the 3rd floor of the palace and ask about the Nagas to Gilmak. He will tell you where to find the items to open the portal to Marapur. The first one is located in Ankramon, by the east entrance. Once you are near the spot, you will see some blossoms pop out. Click on those and you are taken to a room with a chest on it. Open it to get the silver hand, then head to Ederon towards the Forgotten Tomb. Head west into the passage and nearby you will see the blossoms appear again. This time you get a parchment. Follow the passage to get to the other side of Ederon and into the gold cave under the mountain. And go to the cave with the 5 vampires on it. Open the coffin to find the bronze hand. Lastly, head to Folda by taking the raft northwest of Carling, and once in Folda, go northeast. Wait for the blossoms and go down to fight the golden hand. Now go back by saying hi, Tibia, yes, and then go to Ankramon. You want to head back towards the mountain passage between Ankramon and Port Hope, but this time at the area with the bandits, take the stairs to go down right. Use the gold hand on the silver and then use the bronze on it to merge them all together. With this item, now you are able to go into the portal that takes you to Marapur. That's all you need for Marapur Access, which is enough for the new Naga spawn and the Great Reef with 2-headed turtles and foam stalkers, and the surface of Marapur, which has jungle moss and parterres. The next missions are to unlock access to the Naga boss and to get the giant beaver mount. First, go west into the Silver Tides and find Dira. Ask for a mission, which will be to get a moon mint and a coral branch. For the moon mint, you need to go a bit northwest and click on the one in the floor behind the wall to get it. It might take a few minutes for a new one to appear in case you don't find one. And also the new spawn of Nagas is nearby here, which I think is a bit harder than the Asura Mirror spawn, so probably for level 400s. For the coral branch, you need to go to the Great Reef, which is north of Silver Tides, but in order to go down the vortex, you need to equip a Helmet of the Deep or a Death Kaleya. This item is dropped by the foam stalkers and is a bit common, but if the spawn is overcrowded with people, you might be better off buying it instead. With the 2 items, go to Silver Tides and into the laboratory. Find the mortar and use the coral branch on it to get a coral powder. Then use the powder and branches on the refiner of magic on the right side of the lab. After using both of them, you receive the cure for the sick beavers and then take that to Dira. Your next mission will be from Nilabarna, which is located just a bit north of Dira. This mission will be one of the most annoying to complete, but it's very simple. She wants you to kill a total of 300 foam stalkers and 2-headed turtles. If the spawn is empty, this takes around 30 minutes to do. But if you do this at the start of the update, I can only imagine that there will be plenty of people in this cave as well. Which, by the way, this spawn is a bit difficult to hunt in terms of damage. I would say it's similar to the Were Lions in difficulty, so for levels over 250 maybe. The experience I did on my 1k was of just a bit over 2kk raw and with 1.2kk profit the hour, so this will likely be just a spawn for profit, which that together with the need for the quest might make this spawn very contested. After you manage to somehow kill the 300 monsters, then go back to report your mission. Then your next mission will be to defeat the Naga boss, which is located to the northeast side of Marapur, through a portal inside a house there. This boss can be done with up to 5 people, but similarly to bosses like Oberon and Room, it can be soloed. However, I am not too sure of the level recommendation for it. As a knight, I was able to do it solo, but it took me a while. But first, let's break down on how to do the boss, which for this fight is split in 3 phases. For the first one, you need to pick the bucket from the ground, and on the east side there is a lake. Every 15 seconds or so, the water will get some sparks on it. You have 2 seconds to use the bucket on the water and collect it with the sparks on it. If you do it right, then you will see the bucket with sparks on it. The bucket with the sparkly water must be used southeast in this blue thing, and this must be done 5 times. If you fail to collect the water at the right time, it will be a plain bucket of water. Just throw that out in the floor or use it on you and try again. But as you can see, during this entire phase, Nagas will be spawning. I was fine with trapping myself and tanking 4, but if that's hard for you, then it's possible to kite, as long as you pay attention to when the water starts to shine and run to it to use the bucket. I didn't try it this way, but since the time to collect the water is so short, I think it might be harder this way. After doing it 5 times, the shattered water will turn into a crystal. Use it, and that will activate a portal on the south side. Go through, and this will be the second phase. This time you have to do the opposite. Every 30 seconds you can use to corrupt the water by the south to release some of it. For this phase, I did run around the room during the downtime and just kept using the corrupted water when walking by. Killing the Nagas is not necessary or recommended since they just continue to spawn, and the damage while running around is not that dangerous. Then after a few tries, the corrupted water will break down and kill the Nagas along with it. By the way, these Nagas count like normal creatures, so they drop some loot, so pick that up. Then use the stone to open up the east portal into the boss room, and this is the phase 3 with the main boss, for which all you need to do is kill it. For this boss fight you have 10 minutes, which counts the previous phases, which took me over 4 minutes, and that leaves me with less than 6 minutes to kill the boss solo, which in terms of damage, it didn't feel too difficult, but since you are limited on time, it comes down to how much damage you can do. This boss also heals herself for over 3k sometimes, so that makes it a bit harder to solo, but overall it is doable. I did the entire thing under 9 minutes as a level 1k knight, which is obviously a high level, but to do it solo, I will say most people could do it at around level 500s, and duos or teams can do it as level 250s or so. And this boss drops a lot of new items from the Naga collection for level 250s and 300s, which all of them will be pretty valuable. After doing this boss for the first time, make sure to talk to the NPC Timira by saying hi, attack, trap. Report this to Nilavarna and you will get a colorful water lily. Use this on the beavers by Dira to get the giant beaver mount. With this, I will stop the part 1 of this quest guide here. But there is more missions for this quest, which I will cover on part 2. However, those missions are mostly for cosmetic rewards, such as the new lily pad backpack, a Naga nest, and an achievement. So if you are interested on that, make sure to come back for part 2 and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to the supporters of the channel, Tuna Hero, Turn the Slasher, and Drunken Watson.